Hi, I'm Rob.
And I'm Rob.
And welcome to the Help Me, I'm Middle-Aged podcast.
Where you can find fun, exciting things about being middle-aged.
Oh, you're going to find things about us and about yourself you never thought you knew.
Hold on, come along for the ride. It's going to be fun.
My name is Rob Bassino. I have grown up in New Jersey for most of my life. I always like to say on the rough streets of Summit, where you kind of don't know where your next meal is coming from, but like anything else, it's a learning experience. Have been married to a beautiful woman for 26 years, so definitely now into that middle age of life. I have two children, one in college, so experiencing all those things that a middle-aged guy has to experience at this time in their life.
Well, I've been married 27 years.
Mm-hmm.
And to another beautiful woman, and
Right.
we both have that in common.
Yes.
And
Not the same woman, but just
not the same woman.
No,
not the
that'd
same
be
woman.
wrong.
Well, in some states.
That's exactly right.
But we have three children. Mm-hmm. We just experienced I have twin daughters, and they both went to college within like 4 days of each other.
Yeah, it's like a vacuum in the house.
Vacuum in the house. The house got real quiet.
Right.
And, help me, I'm middle age. It's like, wow, we're about to take that next, step in life.
Yes.
The
Yes.
kids are out of the house. They're in college. I have a son who's a junior in high school. You don't see him much because he's always on the Xbox and the video games. So the house is like really quiet.
Yeah.
And like it's so weird. Like you go to their rooms and like where you vacuumed last time, the lines are still there on the
Right.
wall.
Yeah, there's not much has changed
there's
there.
nothing to yell about. Did I get the clothes off the floor? I mean, it's just like a freaking museum.
I know.
And it's really bizarre after all those years of having kids in the house, and the house is always full, and now we're down to one. And yeah, strange. So I'm in the transportation industry as my main line of work. And what exactly are you doing again?
I'm in the financial industry. I'm a financial advisor. I've been doing that for about 28 years and really enjoy working with people. So this seems like a natural extension. I spend my days most of the time talking with individuals, helping them plan for their future. Now it's sort of an opportunity for me to talk with people and talk with you with talking with people to learn from them, to see what they have to say, especially some of the topics, like you said, health, very important to us.
And you went to college for this?
I did go to college. I went to Lafayette College, graduated in 1991 as a psychology and sociology major, which I always jokingly say, the world is your oyster if you have those as degrees. There's nothing you can't get as far as a career with that sort of pedigree. So kind of fell into the financial world and have been enjoying it for the last 28 years. A lot of changes, but do enjoy it.
That's awesome.
And how did you come by the transportation industry?
Well, I made the incredibly intelligent decision of not going to college.
Yeah. Well, nowadays that's not such a bad idea. I mean, the costs and what you get, what you pay for sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'd have recommended that. But on a serious note, so I was working for an ice cream company, and they were like, hey, it was opening in transportation. Sounded good. It was 1993 at the time.
Right.
And I've been, with it ever since. And it's interesting. Early hours, hours are kind of screwy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I get up at 3:15 every morning.
Yeah, that's pretty early.
That's pretty early. Pretty early. But but it's good. It's good. I can't. No complaints.
Well, you're driving in New Jersey. I mean, you can't say there's no complaints if you're driving in New Jersey. I mean, I don't know how.
This is true.
We're going to have some really wonderful guests on. We already have a few lined up. It should be very interesting for the typical middle-aged person to check in with us and hear what we have to say and what they have to say.
Yeah. Just to be straight up with who's ever listening, we're going to stay away from politics. We feel it's toxic, and if you want to go there, there's a million places you can go get that stuff. God bless you. Have a good time.
Right.
We're just not going to go there. We're going to go to stuff that we find interesting. Nothing wrong with politics.
No.
But, we're just going to stay away from it, and we're going to go to stuff that we find interesting.
Yeah.
Me and Rob sort of gravitate at the end of the day towards focusing on health issues.
Right. Whether it be things like exercising or diet, sleep and stress and all the things that are important, especially for the middle-aged individual who are concerned about the future of their health. As we go down that road, want to have various different guests on to really give us different perspectives, I think. And I think that's going to happen probably pretty regularly.
And we're not experts on anything like
Right,
that.
right.
So we're just learning like you're learning. Hopefully, you
Right.
want to learn. And hopefully we have really like good conversations, learn good stuff. And just why don't we go back to where this podcast came from? Like tell them it was 10 months ago, 8 months ago.
Yeah, I think it was probably about 8 months ago.
We're at the gym.
We're at the gym doing our normal Saturday workout, and I was just
Come
kind
walking
of
in the door.
yeah. Well, you walked in the door. You had sent me 2 or 3 podcasts that week,
Right.
and typically you'll send me some very interesting ones, and I enjoy them immensely. And I'm looking at them, and some of them are more professionally done than others, and that's fine. So I got to the point I was thinking, said, why don't we do this? I mean, there's no reason why 2 middle-aged guys who have an active sort of learning desire out there, to learn more, why can't we do something like this? We know enough good people, and potentially that would, beyond just what we know, kind of snowball, and more people would find out about us.
I'm really looking forward to it.
I think it's going to be good. I think, given some time, the sort of the areas that we'll get into will broaden and should be very interesting, not just to us, but hopefully to the public who is listening. We're looking probably every 2 weeks at least to have a brand new podcast available. So I think there'll be some interesting things that people would want to tune in on. And as we progress, we'll find more and interesting new topics, I think, to bring to the table.
Absolutely.
So, and again, not just really focusing on the health side, but getting back to the things that interest the middle-aged individual and what they're trying to deal with in their typical life, whether it be the health side, obviously, but also just other aspects of living.
It was so funny. So to talk about, you are now a vegan or
No,
vegetarian?
no,
You're a
vegan.
vegetarian.
I'm a vegetarian.
Explain what that's about. How that process came. Like, how did you become a vegetarian?
Well, I mean, to the point where I kept reading, and it talked about the issues with animal protein and things of that nature. I said, okay, well, that kind of makes sense. Do I really like steak? Do I really like chicken? Yeah, I do. But you start kind of weighing the benefits and the pros and cons of it. And I said, okay, well, let's give it a shot. So until probably September of this year, I only ate seafood for the last 18 months.
Right.
And then as of September, I said, to heck with it. Let's just go full-blown vegetarian.
Full-blown vegetarian.
Right. So, and it's been, there's been times when you go out and you're like, oh, gee, that cheesesteak really looks good. And of course, they haven't labeled bacon as a vegetable yet, right? So, I mean, if that were the case, that would be very helpful, at least in the future. But I think for the most part,
You're feeling well, though. Like,
I am. I have not been
see
sick in over 18 months. My typical situation in a given year, I'd be sick at least twice. Typical cold, nothing big. I can honestly say I have not been sick, and I've just gone through getting I think 13 vial blood test for micronutrients,
Right.
Which I'm going to get the results hopefully in the next week. But I talked with my new functional doctor. Takes it, medical care an extra level than most doctors do. So we're going to find out what's going on within my blood based on these all micronutrients that she's looking at.
Yeah.
So that should be very interesting. I think initially she was not horrified that I had smoothies as my major sort of ingestation of vegetables. When I told her what was in them, she was kind of impressed, whether it's the turmeric or the chia or the flaxseed and things like that. So it was something I'm not really having too much of an issue being a vegetarian.
No.
But like I said, bacon, cheesesteaks, that stuff still looks pretty good.
I know. So my health history starts about 5 years ago. I lost 70 pounds.
Yes.
Right. Remember that?
I
lost
pictures
70.
of you. I will run across of us in the past.
Right.
And it's like, what happened?
I know. So then I got, about 3 years ago, I got in a really violent car accident.
Right.
Tremendously violent car accident. And I was hit head on. And I had this concussion, which I'm still suffering with the effects today. Short-term memory loss. It was a really bad concussion. And what I found out was that, like, when you get a concussion in your 40s, it takes a little bit longer to recover.
Makes sense.
than when you're 15 years old. You're on a football field, you get a stinger. Coach is like, "Hey, let's
throw you
go
back in.
Yeah, I mean, it takes longer. Brain injuries as you get older take a long time to recover from.
That's scary stuff.
So I was on the sidelines dealing with all of that. Out of work for a long time. And then I started to go back to some of those old eating habits because I'm sitting on the couch watching Netflix.
Yeah, it's real easy to do when you're.
The dimmer's all the way down. The room's dark, like the tint's all the way. The TV's dark. Like people come in, like, how can you see that? I said, I can't see light. It hurts. Yeah. So sound would bother me. I was, your wife was very nice. She came over to visit me one time. Remember?
Right. Yep.
And I feel sorry for her that day. You also get very emotional when you're in the midst of a concussion. So on the health front, it was a big setback for me. I started to gain a little bit back. And then once I got back where eventually I can get back in the gym a little bit, start getting on a treadmill, all that bit, my balance was all back. So then I went back down, and then the last couple months, I've been fighting the waist's been coming back up a little bit, and I just put so much work into it, and I'm really trying now with this 10, 15 pounds. It's killing me, and I'm Italian, and I'm the Italian that we eat if we're happy, we eat if we're sad, we eat if we're bored. We just love eating.
We love eating.
It's almost impossible for me to watch TV and not
I hear you.
hit the pause button. You go, everyone knows the struggles, right? So so I've been. Yeah, I'm sort of going through this little 10, 15 pound thing, and I was like, I got to catch it now because I don't want to go all the way back to where I was. You know what I mean? So So it's this is good. This is good. This is we encourage each other. So
we don't fat shame.
We don't fat shame. We don't fat shame. I mean, we're just about trying to get healthy. And the reason why I went down this path is I had so many health problems. Gallbladder was impacted. I had lack of energy. I had this, what do they call that when the skin's all dry and stuff? And
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. It was I had a bunch of health problems. I wasn't looking good. I had no energy.
Right.
Zero. So that was a big problem.
Yeah.
So when I just changed my whole life around. And my dad died at 50. I got a grandfather dead at 55. I got a mom dead at 70-something, early 70s. So you're you don't want to, I don't have the greatest gene pool in the world. My wife always said if they'd have had gene tests and then she saw the people dying and stuff in my family, she'd never marry me. She's it's not the person, I love you, but I mean, I need a guy who's going to hang around a little while.
I hear it.
That's why when they want to do these insurance tests, they want to do gene things. I would have never got my life insurance policy. If you scroll down below what you're seeing right here, hit the subscribe button. And this way you can get that little bell. And whenever we throw up a new show, you can totally see it. You know what I mean? A little thing shows up on the phone. It's unbelievable. I got the iPhone. I go, boom, pops up, and then you can go watch it at your leisure. So, well, Rob, what do you think?
I think it's a good beginning.
It's a good beginning.
One very healthy, organic beginning is going to come from this. So
absolutely. I mean, I think we're good.
Yeah,
I think we're good. You want to tap out?
Yeah, let's tap out then.
Let's tap out. Listen, next time we'll see you on episode 2. Take care, guys. Bye.